As you sit down to write your college essay, what thoughts go through your mind? I have no idea what I'm going to write. My life is so boring. I am the only one who cannot come up with a topic. I have nothing to say. I hate writing. Or I would rather be doing anything than finish this stupid essay. If any or all of these thoughts are taking up time in your big, beautiful brain, it is time to unleash your creativity. Yes, you are creative. You probably don't nurture it as much as you should, but it is hidden in there somewhere. Hi, I'm Margaret Meek, and this is College Application Essays Can Be Fun. We get it. Writing essays that are the only real introduction to someone you may have never met is intimidating. But for the moment, we would like for you to entertain the idea that reading hundreds, if not thousands of essays is worse. Thus, you can benefit from being a bit different. So your job is not to anticipate what the reader wants to read. You can't. You don't know the reader, so thinking you know what they want to read is silly. It is not to brown-nose the college. They already think they are special. They don't need you to tell them that. It also isn't your job to write the perfect essay. It is your job to write the best essay you can, to explain who you are or how you think, to demonstrate your abilities to use logic, strong writing skills, and your ability to entertain. When we say entertain, we don't think they need to fall on the floor laughing or use a box of tissues to wipe their tears as they complete your offering. The idea is to be entertaining enough to keep the reader reading while sharing insights about yourself and why you are you. Your job is to make connections between who you have been, who you are, and who you want to become with the help of college. Remember to write to the prompt, but know that most are open-ended for a reason. Weave in and out and around the prompt without taking it too literally. So let's shake things up a bit and discuss how to approach your essays creatively. And for those who think that no college admissions readers are looking for creativity, I offer you the theme of some successful essays. A review of the family shopping habits at a big box store and what those habits told the applicant about each family member. A discussion of what being injured and having to sit on the bench during competitions taught the applicant about themselves and others. An applicant wrote about his parents' choice to name him after their favorite and deceased family pet and the lessons in loyalty that came with the name. All of these were successful, and we are talking about getting into top-tier colleges because of the connections each writer made between themselves and the topic. There are so many choices you can make to stand out. You can talk about family experiences, dramatic happenings, personal disappointments, times you surprised yourself, challenges you didn't think you could scale, yet you did. You can speak about regular day-to-day experiences, leadership choices you had to make, or something unexpected that happened in your or a close confidant's life. Pull on a thread and let that thought take you to a wonderfully connected essay on who you are. Creativity comes to life when you turn those events or experiences into outcomes. A lesson learned, a passion exposed, describing an activity that contrasts with your resume's profile, or a moment that, in retrospect, became a pivot point for your life. Describe the lesson learned or the outcome in a way that shows how you learned or what you wish you would have learned through the experience. Try to avoid controversial topics where you teach or preach. If you want to discuss a topic that may be taken as potentially problematic, use your creativity to make the story a lighter way to describe the lesson learned, or the accomplishment gained. Don't assume you know the opinions of the admissions reader. Don't disrespect all things legal. Don't regurgitate your resume. They can find those answers in other portions of the application. And avoid cliche topics, or at least go out of your way to show that you are not a cliche. So instead of saying you learned about true poverty on a mission trip, describe how and why the lessons you learned were transformative. Describe a particular moment that taught you a new skill, concept, or sense of resilience. It can be funny or feature another character through which you describe characteristics you then found in yourself. Make the connections. Take a new approach. Now, some colleges offer very different prompts to poke you into using your creativity, imagination, and ability to move from one logical point to the next while not taking anything too seriously. For example, do you agree it isn't easy being green? What does YOLO mean to you? Make a slight change in the history of the world and discuss the ramifications that would grow out of that change. The butterfly flutter effect. Write a top 10 list. And how would your car, computer, or room describe you? Don't get too lost in trying to come up with the most clever or outrageous answer. Instead, focus on creating a way to tell the school more about you, your plans for your future, your greatest strengths, your ability to adapt, and outline things that wouldn't be evident in your list of leadership activities or job responsibilities. So your top 10 list could include songs that remind you of lessons you have learned about life. Somebody once told me Or your computer may describe you as resourceful as you internet search for answers you need or ways to fix what has gone wrong with said computer. If you're worried that your life is too dull, forget that now. Your life is not like anyone else's. While you may not have done everything your friends have or some influencer has done, you have had your own experiences, your own relationships with family, friends, and coworkers or classmates. You have your own dreams and experiences. Or if you are completely unable to set aside the boring tag you have hung on yourself, write about how you are more boring than anyone else and how that is a good thing. Take the reader through those connections. Always bring things back to why and how you are growing, learning, and striving for excellent life outcomes. Because you are. Right? Once you have opened yourself up to the concept of new approaches, start brainstorming. Write down any idea you come up with without putting judgment on those ideas. Speak with others about creative approaches they have seen you take. Ask family members about stories starring you that showed grit, determination, and personal growth. After collecting a good number of ideas, write them all down in your own handwriting. Let your brain make connections between ideas or let it roll on one idea that is working for you. Then start writing. Know your beginning and the outcome you are driving to. Recognize that some form of organization needs to be utilized, but write, then refine, then proof, then submit. If you want tips on how to best author your essay from beginning to end, please watch any of our videos on essay writing. You can use that information once you get through thinking about the connections you need to make. At that point, these videos can be great to use. Don't submit the usual. Don't submit the expected. Don't sell yourself short. Be creative, be different, be willing to make new connections in your brain and do the best work you can. College application essays can actually be fun if you make connections between concepts and who you are. If you have questions, note them in the comments below. Please like and share this video, and please subscribe for more content.